me alone.
We all love old retro games. We all love the Marios. We all love the Sonics. We all love the Bubsies. Maybe not the Bubsies. Either way, we all love retro games. When we all have that memory of playing something that is amazing, something that is brilliant, something that is generally held in your mind and loved to bits. But here comes my problem. For playing those retro games now, we're getting charged for it. And to me, that just seems really, really odd. Like, completely odd. Like, there's nothing in my mind that should suggest that those games should be charged for. Now, some of you probably sat there thinking, what are you talking about? Why is this a thing? What are you doing? Well, the biggest culprit of it right now is Nintendo. Yes, Nintendo. At it again. We all know what Nintendo are like, and that can hurt sometimes. What I mean by this is the fact that Nintendo have locked all their retro stuff. NES, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, Game Boy Advance. They've locked all these behind a paywall. Now, I want to really touch on what is happening here. And my main problem with this is the fact that those games technically are not relevant anymore. And for me to charge for something that is completely like irrelevant, like how many people do you know, like in my circle at least, I don't know anybody that pays for Nintendo other than me. And even then, in my head I'm thinking, I'll just get an emulation device, which I've got plenty of. Like there's one right here which has so many games on. Yeah? So many games on. And for me, that does everything I want, up to PS1. But it's mind-boggling to me how they are charging for this old thing. And that is just crazy. They're not the only ones to obviously do it. Xbox with Game Pass. Game Pass offers some original and Xbox 360 games. However, you can buy them. You can buy those games, which, fair enough, I get it. Then you've got PlayStation, who, it's a similar thing with the buy-in. You can buy them, or you have the option to cloud stream, or stream them from a PS5 to a PlayStation Portal, which, again, fine, you've got options, but Nintendo haven't given that option. Nintendo have literally put all their money on a table and gone, that's ours, you're not taking it away from us. That in itself is something problematic. That for me is kind of taking advantage of the gamers that loved those titles. And when you can play those games elsewhere, fair enough, not legitimately, you know, it's one of those situations where you think, well, it's pointless. That paywall is pointless. And I know Nintendo have gone after like certain emulation groups and things like that, and well, let's just say that is not exactly gone well for them. there was one news tabloid about Nintendo going after this young lad that just wanted to play these games. Skin, had no money, and literally had nothing. But Nintendo went after this young boy because he emulated these games. He wasn't selling them on, he was literally playing them himself. It's just that he downloaded them from a site. And that to me is just mind-boggling. I cannot understand why that is a thing. And I don't know, if it's just me, then fine. But when emulation is a thing, not all companies are going after emulation sites. And especially for certain gaming handhelds, that really, really does suck. But I don't understand how this is a problem for most people. And Nintendo, like I said, I just think they're taking advantage in so many different ways where retro games are concerned. They can't keep charging a paywall, a monthly paywall, for that stuff. And I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's my thoughts, maybe it's my outlook on it. But that being said, I am seriously thinking of just going, you know what, Nintendo, and just axing it. Just not paying and just going, you know what, I'll play elsewhere. Now, doesn't mean I'm not going to play my Switch, doesn't mean I'm not going to play other Nintendo games. I'll find another way around it. We'll do that. But there is going to be a little bit of a change on how I play those games. Now, as for these paywalls and things like that, it also gives you a false sense of belonging, if you will. And that to me is what really hurts, because it's almost like they're trying to lock you into an ecosystem, very much like Apple, very much like Android, but in a different way. You either pay or get nothing. Whereas with Apple Arcade, you aren't limited to feeling left out, in my opinion. I've never felt left out in Apple Arcade if I don't pay that premium, because I can go to the App Store and have a look for other things. But Nintendo don't give you that option. Nintendo kind of lock all those retro titles behind that massive paywall, and that paywall is going up in price every single time. Not to mention Xbox have done exactly the same, where their paywall is going through the roof and giving us no option but to find other means to play these games. And sadly I have. Anyway guys, I'd like to know your thoughts on this, because honestly my opinion is only half the story. Your opinion matters as well, so please comment below. Like, dislike this video, doesn't matter. If you agree with what I've said or not, just let's have a conversation, a grown-up conversation about this paywall issue, because let's face it, I can't be the only one that is upset about this paywall, but something tells me I'm going to find out. Thanks for joining me in the tunnel. See you guys soon.